Hello everyone, I am Kanchan Rai. Today I'll be guiding you all through how to build an agent using Microsoft Copilot. So let's begin. Hello everyone, once again, I am Kanchan Rai. I am an upcoming intern at DRDO and I am also a mentee at Codex Cafe. Today we'll see how to build an agent in 10, and this process is going to be completely hands-on. We'll be seeing how to build that using Microsoft Copilot. So let's begin with today's agenda. We'll walk through these. What are agents? What are the use cases of agents? An overview of Microsoft Copilot, and finally we'll move on to the demo. So let's start. What are agents? So agentic AI or agents are currently a buzzword. Everybody is talking about them. They differ really differently from LLMs, which we had up till now. But now we have agents. So what are agents? So agents are basically a system that can perceive its environment, make decisions, and take actions. If you see, as for an LLM like ChatGPT or Llama, we can only get answers from them through our queries. They are not capable of taking certain action. They can't send an email based on some trigger or based on some action. They are not working in a specific domain. Yes, there are specific LLMs that you can fine tune for a specific use case, but agents differ in the fact that you give them a tool to work through and you instruct them, and they get the flow on their own, they orchestrate themselves, and yes, then you can build an agent. Think of an agent like a smart assistant that understands your requests, plans what to do, and gets it done without you needing to code at every step. You just give them the knowledge, you just give them the actions, and they take on the role very easily. There are certain core characteristics in agents. So these are basically perception, reasoning, action, and memory. These don't exist. Some of these don't exist with LLMs, like taking an action or having the contextual memory. So what happens is, user gives an input, which is perception. They understand input in the form of text, voice, and data. Then you have reasoning, uh, which is through the LLM. Reasoning is completely done by the LLM, which uses logic to decide what action or what step to take. Then it takes the action. Action is basically done through the function or the tool that we provide to the LLM, which is triggered onto something like triggering through API or like updating some data. And they have contextual memory. They remember the past interactions or context of the user. So yeah, this is about the core characteristics of agents. Next up, we'll see the use cases of agents because they are highly recommended. They can manage a whole department. But yes, it is advisable to build agents for a specific use case because, as we know, LLMs are usually trained on a large amount of data, so they are mostly generalized. So building generalized agents wouldn't be of much use. So it is recommended that you build agents that are like in working in a specific domain, like an agent that can send an email, an agent that can work on my Excel data, update values, update records, get me some things, an agent which you can build to help you in coding. So yeah, let's see some of these examples. The first step, we have an AI code assistant. This is in the domain of software development. It can help developers write, debug, and optimize code using natural language prompts. The fact is, the reason why we use LLM here is because usually to understand the natural language of the human that is giving the input. This will help software developers boost productivity and reduce bugs with real time code suggestions. We can also build support agents like answering the customer queries, answering customer requests, return type things. So they can be deployed 24/7 instead of a of an actual person which is sitting and taking up the customer care calls, we can deploy an agent and integrate it with existing service desks like Azure Logic Apps. Azure gives us a bountiful of platforms and apps that we can use to build agents, and this whole process is very simple once you get the hang of it. We can also build certain campaign generator agents like which can create ad copies, email templates, and social media posts. In e-commerce apps like Nykaa, Myntra, we can build agents which would handle ad campaigns and campaigns that run throughout this year or during these special occasions, and it would analyze the audience engagement to optimize the content and do this strategically and automatically. We can also build agents in the financial domain by analyzing the data set and find trends to predict the outcomes. And yes, again, LLM will be used here. We can use Azure OpenAI for this. Now let's move on to the Microsoft Copilot Studio. So Microsoft Copilot Studio is available to everybody. You can create your account and you get the 60 days free trial for this. So this is available through copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Uh, this platform is actually built on top of Power Automate. You can also build your agents through Power Automate. However, you will have to define everything manually here, from the flow of the agent to everything. Copilot Studio, on the other hand, gives you a UI which is very simple and user friendly to use. You can use many apps and you can add many connectors, flows. This gives you like many tools that you can add to your agent. This is completely AI enabled and low code platform. Even if you are not into the domain of coding or software development, you can build your agent quite easily. So this has the capabilities of Copilot, which is again our assistant, which is built on top of GPT. We use this OpenAI GPT's assistant, which is like Copilot, and we integrate it with the agent service. And yes, this can take actions, triggers, and knowledge. When building an agent in Copilot Studio, there are certain factors and things that we need to define that we will be seeing in the demo. Agents will help you build tailor to your unique business process. You can get the employee self-service, SharePoint agents, and integrate Microsoft 365 through that as well. And building agents here is pretty easy. You also get templates to build your agents. Predefined, there are predefined templates that you can use to build your agents. Now let's move on to the Microsoft Copilot Studio. Instead of the PPT, I would like to show the demo. Just a second, I'll share my screen. So you can visit this site copilotstudio.microsoft.com. While we wait for the site to load, this is a platform that gives you a 60-day free trial. You can create it with your Microsoft account. And yeah, we have it here. You can explore agents. You can build Q&A agents, financial insights agents, safe travels agent. If you are not creating your agent from the scratch, you can use these templates. We will be creating a returns assistant agent here, and we'll see step by step how to do that. Before that, let's just see how this platform works. You have the create option here, the agents option here. You can see the agents that already exist. Copilot for Microsoft 365, this is already existing. The agents that you have already created, that as well. Then we have the agent flows. Flows are basically the steps that the agent would take when we are making an agent. But the thing is, you can completely skip this process. You can skip this process, and the thing is, the agent can also orchestrate on its own. It will find out patterns, and you can just give it knowledge. You will just give it all the things that you have, it will find out on its own that what it has to do. Just give it instructions, it will determine the flow by itself. Then we have a library as well. Library basically has the tools that you can use to integrate with your agent. uh, Herein, what we can do is we can select the tools that we want to use. You have everything from Dropbox, Twilio to Smartsheet, Slack. You can integrate anything. So now let's move on to the agent building part. uh, we'll see step by step how to build an agent. So let's start. We'll be creating an agent which is uh, a customer support agent, which is like going to answer the returns request query of the customer. So before building an agent, we would provide it some knowledge, we would give it some action, like the action to take, which would be happening on the basis of a trigger. So we'll see this. First, let's see the data that we have, or the knowledge base that we have. We have this file over here, which is console returns policy. This has customer terms and conditions. This has the returning faulty items. It has basically all the policy of the return, what item you can return, what you cannot return. This is like just 4 pages, but for the demo purpose this is perfect. We'll see how to build an agent by providing it this information. So let's begin. I'll click on create a new agent. So this uses the LLM, which is GPT-4. We'll click on create. This takes a while to load, but it's fine. Yeah, we have all the options here. We'll be defining everything. So as you can see, you have this testing panel over here. You can test your agent. If I just write hi, it would give me something, usually a greeting message. Yes. Hello, how can I help you today? Currently, this is just a plain simple LLM, which is GPT. It is not having any knowledge or anything that we have. You can see when you test the agent, you get the flow or the activity map here, which gives you like what is the flow of the agent. Currently, the flow is I gave it hi, it just asked me, hello, how can I help you today? So, this is how we are going to test our agent. Now, let's come back to overview and edit the details. Let's call it demo agent. You can also add an icon for this, and we'll give it a description. I already have the description with me, which is you are an agent that assists customers, that assists with requests from customers to return items purchased at the store and on the website. So this is the description of the agent that we have given. Then we also have the field of general instructions, but we'll skip this for now. Let's just save what we have till now. Yes, you can refresh this chat. See, now this has picked up this information and we get, hello, I am a demo virtual assistant. And yes, it uses AI to answer your questions. So we have this general instructions thing. We will not provide this as for now. Then we have orchestration. Use generative AI to determine to how to best respond to user in events. Make sure that this option is enabled, because this will not be like, if you are getting this request, do this. If you are getting this request, do this. No, generative AI or the LLM would find out on its own, like what to do and when to do. We do not need to explicitly give that. Then we also have topics, knowledge, and actions. Now, this PDF that we have right over here, the returns policy, let's give this knowledge to our agent. we can click on add knowledge and you get many options. If your knowledge is from a website, maybe you are building an agent to get data from website or answer to the queries from the knowledge on the website, you can use that. You have SharePoint, you have Azure AI search, then many third party apps also that you can provide as knowledge base. But we'll just simply upload a file. We'll upload this console returns policy for customers. Okay, see that it has already given some description. Let's just change that. Let's say that this knowledge source outlines the customer X returns policy. While the file is uploading, you can also add other forms of files, but it's okay. Now we have added the knowledge. Let's refresh this tab once again and see what it says. Let's just say hi. You can again see that it is giving us an activity map. Let's just come back here. Yeah, we have given the knowledge base. Now we also have this option enabled, allow the AI to use its own general knowledge. We don't want to do that because if I enable this option, what would happen is the agent would start making things up as well based on its general knowledge. Because again, these are LLMs. If I ask an out of the box question which is not related to this, it might start giving me answers on that also, but I don't want that, so just disable this option. So it says your agent will not use the default knowledge it has. Now let's just refresh this tab once again. Let's just ask a question. Basically, in this PDF, you have many options to return things. You have gift purchases, high value items, and etc. Let's just ask a question. Can I return an item purchased with flybys dollars? So what is flybys dollars? It's a coupon thing used in Australia. Now it is searching in our knowledge source and it will give us an output. You can see that the knowledge source that it searched through this and the output is referenced in this file only. See, the response that we got is the general return policy at console states that items can be returned within 30 days in their original condition. So, yeah, this is the general returns policy that it has given me. So, yeah, it is working. It is giving me answers on the basis of this knowledge source. Now, let's move on to the next step. What we can do is, yes, we can move on to the action stage. Now, adding actions to empower AI to complete specific tasks. What we are going to try and build over here is that I have an email, which is, let's say, the returns email. Customers can reach out to this email for their queries. What will happen is, if a customer sends an email to this customer's returns email asking for a query or asking about the returns policy or something like that, this email would respond on its own based on the email that is sent by the customer. So what I want to do over here is take an action on the basis of when I receive an email or an email is sent. So here we have this action library. You can integrate many things. You can integrate Excel, you can integrate many other things. What we are going to do is we are going to give an action to this agent, which is send an email. So let's search for send an email. We will be using the Outlook service here, which is send an email through Office 365 Outlook. When you are doing this for the first time, it will take a while. It will ask for your authorization and authentication. Since I have already done that, this step will be skipped. So yeah, this is already connected to my Outlook account. Now we have certain options here. Let's just go through this. You can enter a model name. You can enter a description for the agent to know when to use this action. So let's just call it send an email. This is the name of the action. Now this sends an email when a customer inquires about a returns query. Now we have user authentication. Now for the time being, let's do this with Copilot authentication. You also have inputs and output fields. These are predetermined, but let's just see what would happen if we change this. In this, if input is basically when a customer is sending an email, output is when the agent is sending an email. So in the to field, you have this. This is going to be dynamically filled. We don't need to do anything. Just click on done. In subject, you can set it as a value. Let's just see. Suppose I am a customer and I am sending an email with the subject returns request. If I have the subject in my email, what the agent will do, it will go through my Outlook inbox. It will find if an email exists with this subject, it will filter that out and then the agent will work. So yes, this is done. Now we can click on add action. You can also use other email services like Gmail. You can also use this with SMTP if you have some other domain for your mail. So yes, this is done. Your action was added. Now let's see if I ask it the same question. Can I return an item with it is again searching in the knowledge base. Yes, see, now previously we saw that it was giving us a general opinion, like if you are falling in the category of returns, then this is the general rule you can follow. But now it is giving us a more detailed output, which is yes, you can return an item purchase with flyby dollars, and it has also referenced the exact line. If you just click it, you will find the exact line in the PDF. So yes, it is working. But what about the email action? You might be thinking, but the thing is, this is not working as of now because we haven't added a trigger. So now we will add a trigger. Trigger is basically when when our agent receives an email. So we can search for this trigger when an email is received. or when a new email arrives in Office 365, because that was the initial thing that we took for action. And one more thing, this whole process can also be done in your Microsoft Power Platform. There, you will have to give all the flows and draw all the flows. This one is quite easy to do. So, yes, Copilot Studio is easier. Okay, so this trigger uses these apps, Microsoft Copilot Studio and Office 365 Outlook. Now, when a new email arrives, what we have to do? So, what we see over here are some fields. So, what we are going to do is in this 2CC option, I am going to write the email that will send uh, the email to the customer. So, this mail will be used by the agent to send an email, and we can also add the subject filter, returns request. We are now creating our trigger. Now this will create a flow. You can also edit this in your Power Platform. We'll see after this is created that you will get an option to edit all this in the Power Platform, which is slightly different from this process. Let's just wait while this is being created. Yes, the trigger has been created. We will test it. But before that, uh, we did add our trigger. Yes, when a new email arrives, you can edit this in Power Automate. So this is the Power Automate platform. This can also be created, used to create agents. So yes, we have this trigger over here. When a new email arrives in the Outlook, then it sends a prompt to the specified copilot for processing. But we have not yet given it instructions on what to do. We just told it that you are this type of assistant, you're going to do this, and you're going to send an email. But what to send in the email? Now it's time to give it instructions. So we can edit this part. We have instructions already written. Let's just copy this. Yeah. Now I would tell this that you are a customer service agent tasked with managing returns requests from the customers. Now let's just jump over here. It would parse the body of the email to identify the method of payment. If the customer specifies any one of these, it would search in the knowledge base that what to do. Yes, it would search the internal KB. KB is knowledge base and information on return based on payment methods. Then it will use the action, which was send an email, to write an email response to the customer. So this is how we specify the general instructions. Now let's just save this. Yes, our instructions are saved, and it will also use a friendly sign off. Now we have what we did till now is we gave a description of our agent. Copilot would work according to that. Then we have also have the topics. You can specify topics over here that if the customer says this, you have to do this, but we are not doing that. You can add conversation topics basically. What we did next was give knowledge to our agent, which was our returns policy. Then we used an action that our agent will send an email, but when will it send the email? When it is triggered through when it when a new email arrives. So yes, this is how it will happen. Now let's test this. To test this, we will have to send an email to the mail that we specified earlier, and we'll refresh this and then we'll test it. So now let's move on to let's say Gmail, we'll be acting as our customer. We'll compose an email. This was the email that we are going to use. Then the subject filter, returns request. Let's just say, hi, I have purchased an item with Afterpay. I would like a refund to my credit card. Kindly help. Thanks. Now let's send this email. This mail is sent. Now let's check our Outlook account whether we have received this email. Then we'll test it. We can refresh our inbox. Meanwhile, you can keep on refreshing this part. If you receive an email, this will be enabled. Yes, we have received this email. We have received this email from the customer, and let's test it. Yes, see, we have received an email at this time, and we are going to test it. This is basically the trigger. Now let's click on start testing. Now what will happen is the customer mail said that I have purchased an item with Afterpay. I would like a refund to my credit card. Kindly help. So over here, what would happen is it will search the knowledge base, and then it will uh, send an email based on our action. Now let's see if yes, we have received the email from the agent. It is saying, hi Kanchan, thank you for reaching us out. You can return the item purchased with Afterpay within 30 days of purchase with the proof. And it is saying, unfortunately, we cannot process a refund directly to your credit card. So it is working fine now. You can see that there is no formatting involved as of now because this looks like a paragraph, but it's fine. Now, if we come back to overview, over here you can specify in the general instructions that please use a formatting while sending the email. And we also explicitly mentioned to not include any citations in the email. Otherwise, just like over here we were getting citations, it would also cite it in the email. We didn't want that, so we have removed that. Now let's add this, that use proper formatting while sending the email. We can save this. Yes, it is now saved. Let's just send one more email. Before that, we will add the test. So you can also test on previous triggers. That's what it's showing over here. But we need a new trigger. Again, we'll send the same thing. So yes, this is what you have to do. You can again test it. We will test it because we have added a new instruction. Can refresh this. Let's refresh Outlook as well. Yes, we got this email. Now, uh, let's refresh our Copilot Studio as well. Then we'll test it. So, making an agent becomes relatively easier with Copilot Studio, and you can also publish your agents so that they work in real time in production environment or for your personal use cases. So this is the new trigger. We received an email. Now let's click on start testing. So this is not yet working on its own because this is still in the testing phase. Now the trigger has been detected. It will send an email. As you can see over here, it has detected the email, customer's email, and it has written the body. So let's see if we have received an email or not. We have an email over here, but we can see that it is not formatted. What's the issue? Let's see. We have specified use proper formatting while sending the email, but yet it is not using any formatting. You can see that it is using everything. Maybe this the reason is because it is just copy, not copy pasting types, but in some ways, yes, using the direct output of the copilot to send the email. Let's check our action once for once because it is the action through which we are sending the email. It's all right, never mind. It is not using any proper formatting, but it's fine, it's working. What now you can do is you can just publish your agent through this publish button and it will be published. It will be free to use, anybody can use this, but you might end up having some risks. Yes, see, what we have full access for editors. You can omit this later, and your agent runs that uses author's credentials. So this is using the same credentials that I'm using for this account, specific account. So you can remove that as well. And your agent includes triggers that uses author's credentials. In keeping mind of these risks, while I was working on this demo, I also encountered one more risk, which was like responsible AI risk. So yeah, it was telling me that the way this agent is handling certain requests steps out of line of the responsible AI. I don't know why it was saying this, but yeah, while making an agent, please be mindful of that. It could be because of the way we have given the instructions or the way Copilot is interpreting all of this. So you can publish this. Let's just try to publish this. We can unpublish it later on. It's all right. You can remove your credentials, but for the purpose of this session, I'm showing this. You can also use predefined templates which are there in Copilot Studio to make your agents. This was completely from scratch. You had to define everything. And if we jump onto the flow, which is Power Platform, yes, this is our flow. The flow is basically what we saw while we were making. And yes, this is automated. You can get all the history of the agent here as well. You can use this platform to create agents. You can create cloud flows and you can schedule them. So this platform is used to create flows, but this is actually managed by our Copilot on its own. I think it is published. Yes, this is published, but there are some risks. We are ignoring them as of now. So, yes, agent is published. Now we can test it once more if we would like to see, because initially it was working in the testing phase. Now let's see, will it work or not. This message is sent. Let's refresh our inbox once more. Yes, we have this inbox over here. It has the request, like the subject and everything. Let's see if we received an email. We haven't received, and this might be because we have published the agent with some requests. But this should, yes, we have the email. So it is working as of now. Thank you. It is saying giving all the responses, but again we can see that this is not yet formatted. We can make our instructions more clear so that it understands. While I was testing, it did give the formatted email, but the thing was, if you know that you use asterisk for making text bold, it was using that. It was still not formatted. I believe that we need to have some sort of formatting tool for emails as well, then it would work perfectly. So yeah, this is how we build agents using Microsoft Copilot. You can build and test together. We have done that. We tested it many times. Then you can design personalized responsive interactions. Over here you can add more actions, like it can also work through calls as well. There is a flow which is described, or the tools that you can use, that if some trigger or some customer is calling through some number, then Copilot would answer that instead of the customer support service. So that's also what you can do. You can handle complex queries. Yes, and it is continuously learning and improving through the interactions that are happening when you build and deploy your agent. So, yes, we saw three important things over here: knowledge, action, and trigger. You give your LLM the knowledge, but to make an agent, giving the knowledge is not enough, because it will just be like any other LLM. It has knowledge, but we have given it specific knowledge over here. Then you add some action, which was sending an email. It can also be uh, picking up the phone, like using the IVRS call. There is an option over on the Copilot Studio through which you can answer calls as well. Then you can use actions like maybe using giving it some file, it updates some data over there, and you can add some triggers. So these are the important things while building an agent in Copilot Studio. So yes, we have built our returns agent, which would assist customers to return items. So, yeah, that was about it. This was from my side on how to build agents using Copilot Studio. Thank you all for all those who joined, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. So, yeah.